Morgan Freeman didn't become a star until he was 50. He spent decades struggling and facing rejection, but he never gave up. Here's how he went from overlooked to unforgettable. Morgan Freeman did not have it easy. For years, he was told he was too old and not good enough for leading roles. He spent decades working in small parts, barely making a living, and feeling like he was fading into the background. At one point, he even struggled with depression and was uncertain if he'd ever make it. But instead of quitting, Morgan kept pushing. At 50, when most people thought his chance had passed, he landed the role of a lifetime in Driving Miss Daisy. That performance changed everything. He went on to become one of the most respected actors in Hollywood, starring in films like Shawshank Redemption and $1 Million Baby, and winning an Oscar. Morgan Freeman didn't let rejection, age, or self-doubt stop him. If he can rise after decades of struggle, what's stopping you? Don't give up. Your breakthrough might be just around the corner. If you've been here before, drop a hashtag Believe in the comments below so I can feature you here in a future video. And if you're new, welcome to Believe Nation, the only channel that helps you believe in yourself daily, one video at a time. Believe. Early life, reading, imagination, and survival. Morgan Freeman was born in Memphis, Tennessee on June 1st, 1937, the youngest of 5 children. He grew up in Chicago and Mississippi in a low-income home. His parents moved north to find work during the Jim Crow era, leaving young Morgan with his grandmother in Mississippi. When she died, he bounced between relatives and states, watching his mother work multiple jobs. At 6 years old, he discovered the escapism of books. A library card became his prized possession, letting him journey from rural Mississippi to faraway adventures in Black Beauty and Moby Dick. During a fireside chat with the Mississippi Early Learning Alliance in 2025, Freeman told an audience of children and parents that reading was the staff of life. When asked how a child from a small town could dream big, his advice was simple: get a book. He credits reading with sparking his imagination and eventual desire to act. His love for movies grew alongside his love of books. He scraped together money collecting empty bottles just to watch Gary Cooper and Spencer Tracy on screen. Ironically, acting wasn't his plan. He dreamt of becoming a fighter pilot and even turned down a partial drama scholarship to join the U.S. Air Force. After 4 years as a mechanic and radar technician, he realized he was in love with the idea of flying, not the reality, and that epiphany pushed him to leave the military and pursue acting full-time. From stage to struggle, paying his dues. Freeman moved to Hollywood and later New York, taking acting classes while working odd jobs. His early break came in 1967 when he was cast in an all-African-American Broadway production of Hello, Dolly. Soon after, he became a regular on the children's TV show The Electric Company in 1971, playing memorable characters like Easy Reader and Count Dracula. Despite these successes, the 1970s and early 1980s were grueling for him. Roles were scarce for black actors, and after The Electric Company was canceled, Freeman found himself back in television on soap operas. He went through a divorce and battled unhealthy coping mechanisms while his film career stalled. Yet he continued to audition, perform on stage, and refuse to quit. He finally began attracting critical attention in the late 1980s, playing the volatile pimp Fast Black in Street Smart, earned him an Oscar nomination and praise from critics. 2 years later, at age 52, he won a Golden Globe for his tender yet stubborn chauffeur in Driving Miss Daisy and received another Oscar nomination. Suddenly, the industry saw what Freeman had always known. His range and depth were immense as an actor. Also, if you want to take real action after this video, I made a free worksheet just for you. It covers the top lessons from today, gives you space to write your biggest takeaways, and helps you build a simple action plan. It's 100% free. Just click the link in the description to go grab it. I'll see you there. Hollywood stardom, the voice of God. The 1990s cemented Freeman as a leading man. He brought dignity and quiet strength to films like Glory, The Shawshank Redemption, and Seven. With his commanding baritone voice, he became a natural choice for narration, lending his voice to documentaries like March of the Penguins, and later replacing Walter Cronkite as announcer for CBS Evening News. In 2003, he famously played God in the comedy Bruce Almighty, a role audiences loved. His career peak came in 2004 when he won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in Clint Eastwood's $1 Million Baby. The following year saw him portray Nelson Mandela in Invictus, earning another Oscar nomination, starring in blockbusters like the Dark Knight trilogy and lend gravitas to sci-fi hits like Oblivion and Lucy. And in 2016, President Barack Obama presented him with the National Medal of Arts for outstanding contributions to the world of entertainment. Freeman's success arrived later than most, but he embraced the timing. Success comes when it comes, he reflected. I often think I'm probably lucky that I wasn't a wild success early on. I could have burned out. His patience and persistence show that a long apprenticeship can yield deeper artistry. Giving back, education, environment, and disaster relief. Fame never slowed Freeman's commitment to causes that he cared about. In 1991, he co-founded the Tallahatchie River Foundation, originally the Rock River Foundation, with his daughter Morgana to enhance educational opportunities for underserved youth. The organization donates millions to support early childhood programs and literacy. At the 2024 Unite for Humanity event, Variety noted that Freeman received a standing ovation when he accepted a Karma Award for his work with the foundation. He told the audience, "I don't think of this as charity. This is what I have to do." Freeman also founded the Grenada Relief Fund, now Planet Now, after hurricanes devastated the Caribbean in 2004. The charity focuses on disaster preparedness and relief for vulnerable islands. He supported the American Red Cross through online auctions and even compiled a cookbook, Morgan Freeman and Friends, Caribbean Cooking for a Cause, where the proceeds went to hurricane victims. His environmental advocacy runs really deep. Freeman serves on the board of Earth Biofuels, advocating for clean-burning alternative fuels. And in July 2014, he transformed his 124-acre Mississippi ranch into a beekeeping sanctuary, importing 26 hives and planting bee-friendly flowers to combat bee decline. He doesn't wear protective gear or harvest honey. Instead, he feeds the bees sugar water and simply lets them thrive. Animal welfare and research are also high priorities for him. Freeman has donated to the Mississippi Animal Rescue League and funded an equine reproduction research unit at Mississippi State College of Veterinary Medicine. His philanthropic portfolio spans more than 20 charities, including Artists for New South Africa, the Campaign for Female Education, and the Red Cross. Champion for early learning and literacy. Recent years showed Freeman doubling down on early education advocacy. At a Mississippi Early Learning Alliance fundraiser in 2025, he shared childhood stories and reminded parents that teachers are the bulwark against ignorance. He recounted getting his knuckles rapped for misspelling the word super and still being able to spell it decades later. The event focused on improving access to childcare and reading programs, with Freeman urging communities to encourage children to read and buy books. Freeman's passion for education stems from his experience. He knows firsthand how books transported him beyond poverty and segregation. Through his foundation and public appearances, he works to ensure that Mississippi's youngest children receive the same chance to dream big. Lessons from Morgan Freeman's journey. Freeman's story isn't just about acting. It's a blueprint that you can use for anyone chasing a dream. And so here are some of my favorite takeaways. Number one, it's never too late. Freeman's breakthrough came after age 50. Whatever your field, persistence matters more than the early successes. Next, master your craft. He spent decades honing his acting in theaters, television, and small films before Hollywood recognized him. Next, read and learn continuously. Freeman attributes his imagination and success to books and encourages everyone to embrace reading. Next, transform adversity into motivation. Personal hardships, from poverty to divorce to career stalls, could have stopped him. Instead, he used them as motivation to work harder and stay humble. Next, give back as you rise. Through educational foundations, disaster relief, and environmental activism, Freeman uses his platform to uplift others. He sees philanthropy not as a charity, but as an obligation. Believe in your timing. Morgan Freeman's life proves that greatness isn't dictated by age or circumstance. Growing up in the segregated South, he found his refuge in books and movies. He endured decades of rejection before landing roles that would make him iconic. Yet he never stopped learning, never stopped believing, and never stopped giving. When the world finally paid attention, he was ready. Remember his simple advice: get a book. Reading is the staff of life. Cultivate your mind, pursue your passion regardless of timelines, and when success comes, use it to uplift others. Morgan Freeman didn't become a star until his 50s, but once he did, he became unforgettable. Your breakthrough might be just around the corner. And congratulations, you're one video closer to who you're meant to be. Believe. To watch the incredible story of Jim Carrey, check the video right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there. What would you do if you're homeless at 12, scrubbing toilets at 15, and rejected by everyone? Jim Carrey lived it, but he never stopped believing. Jim grew up in Canada in a hard-working family, but when his dad lost his job, everything fell apart.